Action Station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm your host, Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. So, the Miller Media Group in Taylorville will sign on its 6th radio station along with a music stream for the station Monday, August 1st. I have on the phone Station President Randall J. Miller. Great to have you along, Randy.
Well, thank you, Avery. Thank you for making time for me this morning. And I'm excited about having another baby.
Yeah. That's one way to put it, of course.
Yeah, it is. I treat my radio stations like they're babies. So yeah, it's like having another baby because it takes a lot of prep time, and then you expect the delivery to be healthy, and then everything to go well after that.
Right. Well, first off, let's just back up for those who may not know of the radio stations here in Taylorville. Tell me about you and the stations and your overall history.
Well, not to get too deep into the weeds, but we came to Taylorville 30 years ago in the fall of 1992. We bought WTIM, and it was not in very good shape. And I won't go into the weeds on that either. But we just gave the station a bear hug. We gave the town a bear hug, and within about 3 years, we had brought it back to its glory. I used to work at WTIM as an account manager from 81 to 82 before I built my first radio station that I owned and operated in Verdon, Illinois. So in those 9 months that I was in Taylorville, I just fell in love with the town. I fell in love with it. It was such an exciting community. People were so welcoming. And so when I left in May of 82, or actually March of 82 to build my first station, little did I know that 10 years later, I would be back in Taylorville. That WTIM had 5 owners in 10 years. And when I got back, I told people that I bought a piece of paper saying I could transmit and a pile of junk equipment. And so that's what I bought. And that's what I pretty much started out with when I came back to Taylorville in 92. Well, fast forward 30 years. And in those 30 years, we have not only strengthened WTIM from a listenership standpoint and a local content standpoint, but we have also added FM signals in Christian County at 96.1, in Shelby County at 107.5, and in the Payne and Nokomis area at 107.9. We also stream it on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com, on our WTIM mobile app, and on Amazon Alexa. So all of those platforms carry WTIM's programming. Well, as a part of that, we built 5 other FM radio stations that serve either Christian County and surrounding area or about a 40-mile radius. Well, one of those signals is a signal at 96.5 that serves Christian County and surrounding area. And we had tried other formats on that signal in past years, and they just never had any traction. So I'm sitting in Clinton, Illinois today because I also own and operate WHOW and WEZC radio, and I've owned those for almost 15 years now. And our format on WEZC is something that we put on the air up here pretty much the day we bought the stations in late 07, early 08, and that is a format of what I call easy hits or soft adult contemporary hits that is aimed at a 40 or 50 plus demo. And people have asked me over the years, well, why did you put that format on your full power station, FM station in Clinton? And I go, well, look at the area, look at the demographics. And I did a demographic study most recently in 2018 through the U.S. Census Bureau, which showed that depending on the county, anywhere from 54 to 61% of the counties that I serve, both in my Taylorville and Clinton clusters, are age 40 and over. The residents are age 40 and over, and they're not getting any younger. So we've had great success with this soft hits format here at Clinton on WEZC. And so I had this signal at Taylorville that we really weren't monetizing and doing anything with. So I decided, all right, let's transplant the WEZC format, all 3,500 songs that we play from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, soft hits, transplant that to our 96.5 signal at Taylorville. And also for the first time, we are going to stream a music station. I have not done that up to this point in time because of the rights fees involved to pay the music licensing for streaming a terrestrial radio station. So this has started out probably in April or May of this year that we really started putting the planning into it, and we had to literally dub the WEZC music library, which we had on a hard drive, into the Taylorville on-air computer system and get it ready to go. And it's taken several folks from our on-air computer vendors and several of my staff members, particularly our general manager, Cammie Payne, to get this format ready to go. And we're signing on what we're calling 96.5 The Chill on Monday morning at 8 o'clock on 96.5 in Christian County and surrounding area. And we will be streaming. I'm going to geofence it to where people in about a 50-mile radius can hear it. So that's the impetus. That's the backstory for what will be come Monday, 96.5 The Chill.
Your new baby, right? 96.5 The Chill will feature, as you mentioned, 3,500 soft hits from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, 24 hours a day, including the online stream. What are some of those artists and hits that you are going to be playing on 96.5 The Chill? And why do you feel like that's a great format for right now?
Great question. Well, number one, if you look at the formats that are, and most people don't realize that there are 6 radio stations in our building in Taylorville because they just listen to their particular station that they enjoy. But if you look overall at the formats of the stations that we have in the Taylorville building, we have information with WTIM, information and news and ag programming. On WMKR 94.3, we have mainstream country. On 97.3 WRAN, we have classic hits. On 98.3 WSVZ, we have 60s oldies. And yes, it is similar of nature and format, but it's also a little bit more up tempo because it was top 40 hits from the 1960 to 1974. But there is no station in our building that is airing in Christian County or surrounding area that plays Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Tony Bennett, Andy Williams, Nat King Cole. Those are kind of the foundation or the core of the format. But then we add to that music from artists such as the Beatles, a lot of the softer hits of the 60s rock groups, Supremes, a lot of Motown stuff. And then you go into the 70s, and again, you've got the softer hits from the top 40 from the 70s, such as Barry Manilow, and who else in the 70s? Well, a lot of the Beatles, the individual Beatles when they went out on their own. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr. And then you get into the 80s, and you've got Michael Bolton, Michael Bublé, those right off the top of my head, those are some of the most recognizable names. But it is a format that mixes up those foundation artists along with the soft hits from the top 40 era from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So it's not an old people format, and it's not a nostalgia format. It's a format that will reach, I think, a broad demographic. Not only, we're targeting 40 plus, but I think anybody under the age of 40 is going to enjoy it as well, because who doesn't like Frank Sinatra? I mean, Frank's music is timeless to me.
My dad loved Frank Sinatra,
Yeah.
which brings me to the question, when you're listening to 96.5 The Chill, which I know you'll do at some point, what is the song that you're going to be, or group maybe, that you're going to be turning up when you hear? What's your favorite out of those that will be available to you?
The Beatles.
Yeah, you're a Beatles fan as well?
Yeah, Beatles and Motown. Yeah, because I was growing up in the 60s, and that was when the Beatles first came on the scene, and all of that Motown. I just love Motown. Supremes, Four Tops, Stevie Wonder. There's a lot of great music came out of Motown in the 60s. Those will be in heavy rotation on 96.5 The Chill come Monday.
Who's your favorite Beatle? Do you have one?
My favorite Beatle?
Yeah.
George Harrison.
Okay.
He was really, really deep. He wrote a lot of songs while a Beatle, and then when he went out on his own. And two of those songs I absolutely love: "What Is Life" and uh, "My Sweet Lord." Those
Mm,
two things, those two songs, and that came from an album called "All Things Must Pass," and that is a very deep, very thoughtful album that McCartney did. I think he was searching spiritually for where his life was at the time. So the lyrics are really, really deep, and they're profound. And if you listen to them, it's just cool music. And that's not to say that John Lennon didn't write some great music, did do some great music in the
right.
70s either.
And those are just some of the songs you can find on 96.5 The Chill.
Yep. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, and we'll talk more about it here after we take a pause.
that's exactly where I was going with that. You know it, Randall J. Miller. That is station president of the Miller Media Group, Randall J. Miller, here on the WTIM Morning Show, calling out my break. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
Equestrian therapy, recreation therapy, and a great summer camp because of the generosity of caring people across Illinois. Your investment can be as rewarding to you as it is to the children. Go to www.kemmervillage.org/donate and help make a difference in a child's life.
This is Casey Rankin with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT 1954. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Cardinals host the Brewers August 12th through 14th and celebrate the Heartland Coca-Cola 1982 World Champions 40th Anniversary Weekend. On Friday, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home an embroidered 1982 V-neck jersey courtesy of Phillips 66. That's Friday, August 12th. The Cardinals, the Brewers, and 82 V-neck jersey. Great seats remain. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
CBS Sports Radio.
The many platforms of News Talk WTIM keep you up to date on the latest sports scores, sports interviews, and your calls on CBS Sports Radio overnights and weekends. From professional to college, from the latest drafts to the latest deals, plus all the scores every hour, CBS Sports Radio keeps you in the know on the air and online on the many platforms of the News Talk WTIM network. Tune in or click through for CBS Sports Radio overnights and weekends on News Talk WTIM.
CBS Sports Radio.
Small towns are in, and Taylorville is poised for you and your family to join them. Taylorville has what you're looking for. Find out more, including upcoming events, by clicking the Small Town Taylorville icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Taylorville Estates has 1 and 2 bedroom apartments available. Contact Tony Clark for your tour of Taylorville Estates by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Landmark of Taylorville, proud to bring you this stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube. You'll always do better with Landmark, along with People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm here on the phone with Miller Media Group Station President Randall J. Miller, and we're talking about 96.5 The Chill, a new signal heard in Christian County, signing on Monday with a day-long sign-on of the new station. Real exciting times for the company, Randall J. Miller.
It is, and I'll tell you, the most exciting part of it is, and I've done this on some of our stations in the past, but the first day that we go on the air, I'm usually on just to welcome the listeners and to get reaction from listeners and that sort of thing. So from 8 to 4 on Monday, I'm going to be on the air all day and welcoming listeners and enlisting folks to call and just let us know what they think of the new format. And we'll have an email that we'll share as well. And I'm giving away $50 FS gas cards on Monday
Nice.
inside our first day of broadcasting. So we'll be doing some music trivia contests and taking calls and giving away some $50. There's 10 of them, I think. $50 gas cards, good at FS Fuel Stop in Taylorville or any other FS Fast Stop location. But I think that's going to make it fun. And again, the music is a fun format. And I'm looking forward to spending the day with the listeners. Anytime I get the chance to do that, it's a lot of fun because that's who we serve, are our listeners. And I just feel like this particular niche of music format is one that fits well with our other music formats and fits well demographically with Christian County and surrounding area.
Oh, I could use one of those gas cards right about now with those gas prices. No, I
Shall
know.
we play the disclaimer promo right now?
Right. No station employees.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Well, tell me about some of the weekend programming that you'll feature.
Yes, I'm excited about this because there was a nationwide study done several years ago by the Radio Advertising Bureau Trade Association, and surprisingly, it's not. And this is nationally. Morning drive is the most listened to day part in radio. You would think it would be afternoon drive would be number 2, and it's not. It is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Because people get up a little bit later, they get in their cars, do some shopping, and this is why on weekends on a lot of our stations, especially our music stations, we do some kind of special weekend programming in that 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. window. So on The Chill, on 96.5 The Chill, starting next weekend, you will hear on Saturday mornings Sounds of Sinatra. It's a show produced by a guy named Sid Mark. Him and the chairman of the board were very tight. And so there's interviews, there's music, but it's all about Frank Sinatra. And it's on from 10 to noon on Saturdays. Every Saturday from 10 to noon, Sounds of Sinatra. Then Sunday, we're picking up a show that we carry, and we carry both of these syndicated shows on WEZC at Clinton. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., a show called The Neon Beat with John Christopher. This show features music clear back to the 40s, from the 40s through the 60s. That's his timeline, and a lot of crooner music, a little bit of big band, not a lot, but again, focusing on the same era that the Chill will be focusing on and going a little bit further back than that. So, and that's on from 8 to 1 on Sundays. So I'm excited about those programs and the listenership that they will also attract.
And it all starts again Monday morning as you give away 10 $50 FS gas cards through the day-long sign-on of the new station. That's going to be you on the air doing that Monday.
Gonna be me, and again, I'm very much looking forward to being with our listeners on 96.5 The Chill, both on the air in Christian County as well as on the stream on 96.5thechill.com. So please give us a listen, try us out, see what you think, and we look forward to signing on our newest baby Monday morning at 8 o'clock.
Are you welcoming any feedback for when they hear that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
where can they
We've got
reach
an
out?
email address already set up, 965thechill@randyradio.com. 965thechill@randyradio.com.
Excellent. That is Miller Media Group station president Randall J. Miller talking about 96.5 The Chill, the new station preparing Monday. Thank you so much, Randy.
Thanks, Avery.
Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
News this hour.